Hi guys, I'm Priyanshi and I'm a CA final student. Today I'm going to talk about a topic which I feel like I'm very close to. So I often see a lot of students discontinue their extracurricular activities or not follow their hobbies or their passion which because of academics or because of the academic pressure. Now there is a certain myth that if you are in a course where you have to study a lot or if your course is demanding, then you can't pursue anything along with that, and you should only focus on academics. Now, this is where I completely disagree. I feel like whatever the extracurricular activity that you are interested in, there is no harm in following that along with your academics. I mean, who says you have to choose one of the things? You can always do both, and there is a way to prioritize both at a certain level. Obviously, if you have exams tomorrow, then definitely you need to prioritize your academics, but during the other days you definitely can follow your passion and spend time on it. So today, that is why I've decided to start a series of passion beyond academics, and today I'm going to interview a very close friend of mine, Nehal, who has followed her passion for yoga along with her course in psychology. So I think this would be the best way to start this series, because I feel like I get really happy when I see Nehal and people like Nehal who are pursuing their hobbies or even their interests beyond academics. I mean, I'm not saying that you are not passionate about your academics, but it just means that you're passionate about more than one thing, and that definitely is possible. So for me, my passion beyond academics would definitely be dancing, and that is something I would like to continue along with my studies, and definitely teaching, which is why I started this channel in the first place. So Nehal, my first question to you is, how did you decide which stream you want to choose, and was it a difficult choice?
So when I was done with my 10th standard, and I had no idea what I was supposed to do, because it was always my parents who, mostly my dad, who would take up my decisions as to what I'm supposed to study, what I'm going to do ahead. So he said that go ahead and take science. So I took up science in 11th and 12th, and I thought it was a good decision because then it gave me a much broader perspective onto which field I could have pursued ahead in college. So it wasn't really tough, even though 11th and 12th was really hard for me because I didn't study in India earlier. I came back to India from US in 11th, and that's when I struggled a lot, and maybe because it was a complete new changeover, so to get adjusted to everything and all of that, it was very hard in the beginning. But I think I was very okay with the fact that I took up science, because again I was not very sure as to what I want and what I wanted to do. I was still exploring.
That's a great answer, Nehal. I think a lot of students could relate to that. A lot of times our parents do help us with our decisions, and there could be times where we do not agree with them or they do not agree with us. So that happens, but I'm glad that you were happy with your decision of taking science. Now, my second question would be, how did you decide which profession to take up? So how did you decide to take psychology?
So after 11th and 12th, my parents said that, hey, you have scored good marks, finally. So they said that go ahead and do medical, because engineering was never my option. I always told them very strictly, I'll do anything but engineering. It's so common, I don't want to do it. So my parents were like, you're good at bio, so why don't you give out some entrance exams and go ahead with medical. So I ended up doing physiotherapy for 2 years, and I really didn't want to do it. When I got into it, within 6 months, I realized this is not what I want to do. I've always been keen into doing psychology, and after I was very scared to tell my parents. I thought they'll never understand me, but there came a time where I had my saturation point, and I sat down with my parents and I told them, listen, it is really not happening. I will turn into a depressed kid. Please, I want to pursue psychology. Please understand this. And yeah, they did understand. And I'm happy with that decision, and so are they right now.
Thank you for sharing that, Nehal. It is really important to know that it's not necessary for you to choose a course and always be right about it. I mean, there can be times where you choose a certain course but you do not like it and then you move to another course, and kudos to you for doing that and having the courage to, you know, change your course even though you were 2 years all into physiotherapy. So my third question would be, what do you like the most about your course and your profession?
What I like most about my profession is that I love it. I am so glad of what I've picked up. I just finished like my psychology BA, and I'm going for masters after this, and I'm happy. I'm taking these steps. I'm so happy. I really want to study. Psychology was something I've always wanted to do because I have always been wanting to know why humans behave the way they are behaving. Why are we so, functioned, or how are we conditioned into doing something? It's very important to know, um, especially in our Indian society where there's this mindset and there's a taboo around mental health. It's considered, oh, they are, psycho and all of that. So I really want to, at my level, whatever I can, to get rid of that stigma that mental health is okay and it is very important. And if someone is suffering from something, it's okay to listen to them rather than considering them as pagal. So yeah, I'm happy with whatever I'm doing. It's amazing. It turned out great for me. And guess what? I'm 24 and I've just did my bachelor's. So it doesn't matter how much time you take. As long as you know what you're doing, it's fine. And as long as you're lost, I think that is most important, to know that you're lost and you will find your way out. That's all. As long as you know you're lost, because you know you will find your way out. So yeah.
My fourth question is, how and when did you discover your passion for yoga?
So how I discovered passion for yoga was, yoga runs in my family since I was a child. My family is fun yoga people actually, but I turned out to be the one who follows it throughout. I didn't follow it as a child because I thought it was very boring, because it's about, it's about self-awareness. And as a child, you don't understand about self-awareness because you're just trying to find your place in the world itself. So it was after a lot of experiences, even after 12th, I was not so regular with yoga, and my mom is a yoga instructor. So she kind of made me realize a little by little that yoga, how important yoga is, and if I can just, do at least start with 10 minutes and all of that. And then later on, when I actually started doing it, I started seeing a lot of changes, as losing weight in yoga, it takes a lot of time. But once you lose your weight, it doesn't come back. Actually, it just stays like stagnant for a long period of time. Actually, if you don't do yoga over for a year also, your weight will not go beyond 1 kg. Obviously, if you eat a lot of junk food, it will. But at least for me, it didn't. Everybody is different. Metabolism is different. But yeah, accordingly, how much you work, yoga really helps as a lifestyle overall.
So, Nehal, thank you for sharing that with us. That was really interesting. My final question is, how do you balance the both? A degree in psychology obviously demands a lot of your time. And along with that, how are you able to manage yoga?
Balance study and yoga. So I am also, along with my BA in psychology, I started doing BSc in yoga therapy. It was a distance course. I'm almost done with that as well. How I balance with it, actually, it corresponds to my studies. So if I'm very messed up in my mind, I don't know what I need to do, or I'm lost, I end up doing some meditation. So yoga is not just about posture exercising, it's about, breathing. That's called pranayama, and also meditation. So these two things help me a lot. So if I don't understand what I need to do, I sit down with myself, I close my eyes, I just think about myself, or just think about how I breathe. So it really helps me to gain a lot of concentrations while I'm studying for an exam per se. So it actually corresponds to my study. It's not like I have to balance it out. it's like a habit. It's like, getting up in the morning and brushing and, feeling fresh and, taking a shower when you go before going out, or it's like a routine now. So I don't really have to balance it out. It actually really depends on if you really want to do it. It should not be forced. Anything should not be forced on you. Yoga was not forced on me. It was taught to me. It was given a little push by my mother and obviously by my father as well. And it was only after a point of time when I started implementing it. I think unless and until you don't start implementing things on your own, whatever the other person's saying, or even whatever even I'm saying, you won't get it unless and until you want to go ahead and pursue it. So you will obviously find time to balance when you prioritize. So I feel I prioritize yoga when it comes to, what I want to do. It just helps me a lot. I know the results of it. So you always prioritize if it's not taking a lot of mental toll or something that you really want to do. So yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this interview, Nehal. I was really excited about this interview because I really wanted to start the Passion Beyond Academic series with you. And I'm really glad that we could do this. So guys, do like, share, comment and subscribe. Share this video with all your friends out there. This is not specific to a stream. This is just for your passion and how you can follow your passion along with your academics. So do like, share, comment and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram handle, which will be linked down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching.